Hello, Arne. Could you start by giving our viewers a short introduction about yourself?
Yes, thanks, Ola. Yes, I am Arne, 50 years old, wife, 2 daughters, live here in Stavanger.
Yeah.
I'm working as a technology development manager in a company called Zaptec. We're making EV chargers.
Wow.
Perhaps the best in Europe.
Yeah, if you say so.
Yeah, of course. I think of myself let's say a child of the 80s.
Like me, yeah.
Yeah, with the Commodore 64, with the pink ball sweater, the aha, take on me, you know.
Yeah.
The good stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that's small. What was your first computer?
Yeah, it was no surprise, I guess, a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
With the dataset or kassettspiller, as we say in Stavanger, you know.
Yeah.
I got it in, or we got it in 1985 from my parents. It was me and my younger brother who got it. So
you had to beg for it.
Sorry.
You had to beg for it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually. The funny thing is,
was it new? Like brand new or used?
I'm actually not sure, but if I were to guess, I would guess it was second hand.
Yeah.
But it's a good question because I actually don't know if it was new or yeah. But what I do remember is that 2 years later, approximately, we were in West Germany.
Yeah.
This was before the Berlin Wall. Was tear down, and I bought this 1541 floppy drive. The good old one, the toaster version with the clackety banging read-write heads and everything. So yeah.
Okay. At that time, did you mainly use it for gaming, or were you already doing creative things with it?
I'd say it was primarily for gaming. I tried to do some basic programming, but to be fair, I never really succeeded in that part. I did also try to go to the local library to buy or to borrow some books to learn things, but no, to be fair, it was not a great success. So gaming primarily, but also to watch demos and crack intros and so yeah.
Yeah. What were your favorite games from the C64 era?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I just also brought me with this book. I'm not sure if the cam can see, because this is my the register of my tape games. This is from 1985.
Yeah.
I wrote all the names of the copied games that I had on tape. So and when I look at this, I see the old classic games for me. The Cider Spider. I had the Blue Thunder, Commando, and everything. But I think that when I got the 1541, the floppy drive, things changed a little bit. I'm not, let's say, not a real fan of gaming, honestly, but the games such as Defend of the Crown, Skate or Die, Ace of Aces, when they came, I was really blown away by those games.
They look great for the time.
Yeah.
Cracking scene. You mentioned that you did some swapping back then earlier. Could you tell us a bit about that? How did it get started, and what eventually made you stop?
Yeah, the way it started was we saw this crack intros typically from the demo groups, from the cracking groups, and they basically announced that if someone would like to start the swapping, the trading of new stuff back then, you could try to reach out to them, and with the legal / and illegal maybe stuff. So I think that's when it started, and I did continue also on the Amiga a bit later.
Yeah.
But my neighbor back then he ran a BBS, so at some point also I I did basically get hold of all the new stuff, so it basically just faded away.
Do you remember the name of that BBS?
Yeah, there were a few names.
Yeah, he changed it a bit.
Yeah, I think it was Total Panic from Fairlight. I think
Yeah,
that was the,
I remember
the
it.
latest one. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Was swapping common among your friends, or just you?
I'd say that it was not that common. There were a few of us who did the swapping back then, and it's not like that. Let's say I was a big swapper. By no means. It was quite limited, but I did have a few swapping friends, and I also remember so vividly that when you get the reply, you know, with the floppy and the letter, it was like this photocopied piece of paper that had this hand-drawn logo of the name of the demo group, and the checkboxes like how was your stuff, good, bad, and all that crap, basically. So but it was also I think it was quite challenging because you had to basically find in order to get swapping started, you had to have both some relevant new stuff, and that was quite hard to get from time to time. And you also had quite limited of floppy disks. They were very scarce resource. They were quite expensive.
Expensive
so you
then,
had to be quite careful to get it going. So
you mentioned earlier that you started coding a bit, early attempts.
Yeah.
How did that pan out?
I was for me the let's say the mystery of assembly language or coding. It was something I quite got interested in very, very early, and I think that probably was the crack intros that triggered me.
Yeah, same for me.
and the thing is not it's not like it was not like the aesthetic, how it looked and everything. It was I really would like to understand how on earth did you make a scroller? How do you
the mechanics of it?
It was So that was my first thing I would like to try to understand, basically.
But it's quite hard. Well, when did you understand that it was too hard for you at the time?
Yeah, I think I actually understood that quite early.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that just first of all, I was 10, 12 years old. I think I was never mature enough, at least for me, to crack that code. But I think that when I realized that this was for me almost impossible, was that I back then I used the Action Replay cartridge with the monitor. I could go into basically the machine language, the opcodes and everything. It was just so overwhelming. So at that point, I feel that I kind of lost the hope.
But you're 10 or 11 years old.
But there is this thing I also remember that it was one of the guys that did the swapping with. He actually made this kind of homemade introductory course for assembly language for me. Handwritten. It's so bad I haven't got those letters anymore, but he actually made an introduction to me to get into assembly language, and I had this like epiphany when I actually managed to get a tune playing. It quite simple though, but I think again it was for me the obstacle of getting into coding back then was too big.
Probably age as well. And
age and the
But looking back, do you think it was the machine itself, the available learning resources, or simply the timing that made it difficult? Timing is age, and
I think that as you say, timing, age, and everything. But I also think that for me at least, the let's say the access to books and literature was very limited. So I never,
No.
For instance, now it's way easier, I would say.
The net is flooding with it.
Or
you can just ask the AI, code this for me. Okay, Amiga part. What led you to upgrade to the Amiga, and what did it offer that the C64 didn't?
When the Amiga came, it was like it was so big.
It was a big upgrade.
An enormous upgrade.
Yeah.
So I think it was the combination of what we back then felt that the graphics was just mind-boggling.
It was
the audio and
completely
everything
different.
was just. I also recall we had this almost like a term, a word, or saying that we said that because we didn't get the Amiga for a bit later.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so when we saw Commodore 64 graphics was really good, we say, it's almost like Amiga graphics. That was like the bar we tried to reach. So yeah,
it was great. I remember thinking that, it's almost like having an arcade at home.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
So when you got the Amiga, did it reignite your interest in coding back then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And when I got my Amiga, I was what is the English term? Confirmation.
The confirmation. You were
15, 16.
15, 16. Yeah.
So when I got the Amiga, I quite rapidly got the Seca, the master Seca, the assembly language.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The editor tooling, so it did actually reignite my interest. And also I had this friend at school.
Yeah.
He was quite good from my perspective in the Amiga coding. So he also tried to learn me a little bit to get to understand how the copper work, But I never got really into it, but I got a bit further on the Commodore than the Commodore, but never like a real demo or anything.
But it was still, as assembly, you didn't have a go at anything else? Basic, maybe?
No, actually, I don't think I actually... Perhaps I tried a few programs in Basic for Amiga, but let's say on the Commodore 64, I did try to make an effort to Basic, but it failed.
Yes.
But on Amiga, I didn't try really Basic. I did try the assembly part, and I came a bit further, but not the...
Oh, it's quite difficult. I have tried many times.
But I think that the key thing with the assembly, to learn assembly, that you need to really start at a, let's say, very basic level. You need to go to try to understand.
I should have started with something easy, but I didn't want to start there. I wanted to start there. And then you fail.
I think.
But I was young, you know. So hey, I want to hear. I want to be cool like the cool guys.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, but did you enjoy experimenting with it, or did you just run into frustration again?
Oh, the amount of frustration was enormous, and for comparison, to let's say to do assembly program on the Commodore 64 is actually way easier than on the Amiga, because you have to do quite a lot of like initial things.
Turn off the OS.
Everything, and on the you still have to do something on the Commodore 64, but there are a
lot less functions.
On the 68,000 series, it's there are.
But those that can do it says that coding assembly on the 68,000 is great.
Yeah,
when you know it, you know.
Yeah, and this also, I also have a second book, you know, because this is also something I got quite early on. This is the Amiga hardware reference manual. But it basically explains in very great detail how the Amiga hardware works. But to take it from there to actually make a demo, back then I never cracked that code. No, it's.
Okay, back to games. You didn't really play that many, but what are your favorites? It could be just the games you saw that looked, wow, the Amiga can do that.
Yeah,
you know?
I actually had some few games that I really did enjoy. And the first one was Future Wars from Delphin Software. I'm not sure
it's on the wall up there.
Cool. It is this click and point adventure game, and for me it was really hard. I need to admit that, but I really enjoyed that. Also played this Hired Guns, Operation Stealth, the Pinball Fantasies. There was this series.
I love those games.
Pinball machines, and also I never really played those games, but the games from Cinemaware software. The what do you call it? The
Wings.
Exactly. I think they were really
they
cool.
look really great. they're not really the games for me either.
No.
But they look great and they sound great,
fantastic.
but they're just not games I want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Demoscene again.
Yeah.
See here. You came back to the C64 in 2016.
Yeah.
And starting to try and learn code again.
Yeah.
What motivated you to revisit it in your older age?
It was. I actually think that let's say by not succeeding earlier.
Yeah, you wanted to crack it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to actually have, let's say, a last final go at it.
So it wasn't a midlife crisis.
Yeah, perhaps it was
Yeah,
that
perhaps.
also. Yeah. So a combination of midlife crisis and
Yeah.
But I think it was that simple. I really would like to understand how coding was made.
And then we came to my next question.
Yeah.
Was it the machine itself that pulled you back, or the desire to finally understand it?
Yeah, to finally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, how different was learning in 2016 compared to earlier experiences?
I think it's way easier to learn assembly programming now instead of back then.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think that one of the reasons, okay, is I'm getting older, more mature. I learned things, but I also think that, as I mentioned, that when I let's say really try to learn coding assembly, I did also realize that I need to go really basic. I need to go, let's say, build stone by stone.
Yeah.
So and that learning curve is really hard in the beginning, but when you get it going, it's
you start grasping it. That's great.
Yeah. So
okay. What online resources help you the most? Forum, perhaps?
Yeah, forum was a real big part of it. I used this Lemon 64 forum.
Yeah, that's great forum.
I posted a few questions, but then I also realized that the question I had, that had been answered by so many others, so many times that I felt that I was not alone.
No.
But I also found that there is this online page. I don't remember the name of it. They have a lot of books. Scanned books back from the 80s and 90s, and
I think I know what you mean, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, I think it's Bomb Jack or something, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
But then I found quite of old books for learning assembly language, and that really helped me to get it going. So
Was there a moment this time when you felt it clicked? Like, yes, I'm finally starting to get this.
Yeah. There is.
Yeah?
There is actually. It's or well, let's say whether it clicked or not, but I had this feeling that yes, now I feel that I am on a level where I basically cracked the code. It was the time when I managed to make this what you call this tech algorithm. You basically have the logo, and we're able to move each raster line. Line by line and with the fine sine wave, and for me that was a tremendous challenge. I'm not sure I would tell you how much time I spent.
Probably a lot of time.
It was a tremendous amount of hours, but when I finally managed to do it, that must have been yes. Now I'm okay with coding. So yeah.
You mentioned earlier that other C64 enthusiasts helped you along the way. How important was that community?
I think it's super important. I don't think that I can, let's say, tell you how important that is, because, for instance, the Lemon 64 forum, to get help from others, which would basically have no other intention than to help you. I think that's great. And basically also that you feel you can answer or ask any question and they will help you anyway. So
Did it feel rewarding to finally learn something that once felt out of reach?
Oh yes, it's
it was like winning something.
It's something. It's hard to describe, but the feeling that when you put so much effort into it, when you feel that you actually make it, when you crack the code, so to speak, that's really good.
You later joined a few demo groups. Could you explain how that came about? Take your time and go through each group one by one if you want.
I've been in a few demo groups, not that many, but a few one. in the later years. It actually started a bit randomly. Because I was requesting access to this Commodore 64 scene database, this csdb.dk.
I know.
And what happened is that one of the admins there from that site reached out to me, and we just started talking. And this was here's this guy, this ESG from Hokuto Force. We just started talking, and I was telling him that I was doing a bit of coding by myself, basically just trying to do to learn stuff and blah blah blah. And long story short, he asked me if I would like to join Hokuto Force, because they had graphic artists, they had musicians, perhaps try to make something together, and so that's how I joined this Hokuto Force. A bit later, I just have to check my notes.
Check your notes,
yeah.
That's also old age.
It's also old age, but I think that's okay. But sometime later, I also come across this post at Lemon 64, where there is this guy with the nickname Lauat. It's a Finnish word. But nevertheless, he's talking about that he's in the process of making a new development software for the Commodore 64, which is called the Turbo Rascal syntax error. Quite a sophisticated name though, but it's basically a Pascal compiler for the Commodore 64. And I said, hey, yes, I will give it a go. So in the beginning, I was helping a bit with making some of the conversion from Pascal to the assembly language with interrupts and so. But this is a really intelligent man, so he with a few months he was really doing everything by himself. But at some point of time, he decides to reignite his old demo group Proxima. And me and Warrior 1 and Mibri from Hokuto Force also joins him, and we make a demo for together with also for Solskogen. I think it's 2019 where we had the first
great party.
demo. I was not there unfortunately, but I was contributing at and also nice. At some point in time when I'm doing the Amiga coding, me and you talk, saying that I will try to give a go in making an Amiga intro. So I really appreciate that. So doing that for Resistance, making this 64 homage, so to speak, little piece with Mace and Linux from a system. So that's basically it. So
how was it like to see your work finally released under a demo group?
I think that that is really cool. I also
you see the logos.
And it's so funny because I perhaps remember the first one with Hokuto Force. It was released in this German party in 2018 something, I don't know. But just I was not there though, but I did watch it on live on YouTube, so to speak, and just to see everything. It's like wow, actually
so fascinating.
But it's quite cool to see it. So,
Okay, I know the story you have of Motor Psycho. Could you tell our viewers about it?
Yeah, that's an let's say
that's
interesting.
Not a lot of people know about.
No, I can to start with Motor Psycho. That is it's a rock band from Norway, and in 2022 they're going to go touring in Europe, and they are quite big in Europe as a rock band. And the thing is that my younger brother, he is also doing some work for Motor Psycho, and they are actually also into a bit of old stuff, but they had this idea of see if they could do some visual effects on their tour, basically as a backdrop when they do live concerts and stuff like that. And yeah, long story short, we came up with this idea. Perhaps we should try to make some Commodore 64 background demo graphics.
Yeah.
So me and Warrior One, which is really talented Petsky graphics, he made all the graphics for the motorcycle, let's say, part. That was Commodore 64 related, and I made the programming to get everything timing and everything. And so and it was quite funny because when they made the promo video for the whole tour, they've actually used the C64 back to all the graphics we made.
That's really cool.
It's really cool. I'm quite proud of that one.
Yeah,
so,
you should be.
Yeah. So and also perhaps we can put it in the link in the YouTube comments, the link to the video if someone wants to see it. It's,
we can do that.
And I think that's I don't believe there are too many rock bands who have had Commodore 64.
Not that I know of, but
backdrops. But I don't know.
Perhaps a few, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Where are we now? Where are we now? Yes. We actually answered that question, but because you did get into Amiga coding.
Yeah.
So that becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
Favorite demos of all time across any platform?
Yeah, I have the most coolest demo for me is State of the Art from Spaceball. That is for me the most coolest demo.
You and a lot of others.
Yeah, and I know it's perhaps not the most advanced, so to speak, but there was the timing when it came.
The timing,
for me, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
But that's on the Amiga for the and for the C64. There are quite a good of demos, let's say from back then. But I think that the demos from Fairlight, especially the ones made by Trident, is just it's like that. They just get more and more impressive. So yeah.
But there is a lot on the C64. I can mention lots of groups that have great demos.
Yeah.
So there are probably 10 times as many good demos on the C64 as there is on the Amiga.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Are you still active in the demo scene today?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
So.
Do you have any funny or unusual stories from releases, production, or demo parties you've been to?
No, I think that from my part, I think the motorcycle one is the most, let's say, special. But there is one thing that let's say, I'm not sure if it's unusual, but maybe it is. But we made this very, very long Petsky demo for the Space Invaders.
Yeah.
It's like a long story about the whole concept of Space Invaders and everything. I don't know how many minutes it lasted, but really, really long.
Yeah.
And what I think is quite cool is that the whole concept. This is very untraditional demo.
Yeah.
But the moment it was released, we actually were. I don't think we were on the number 1 at CSDB.k, but we're at least the second. There is this, let's say, this list that is going to be. It's depending how the fast growth it will of course drop eventually. Yeah. But at some short period, we were actually on the top list there when we released that Space Invaders very bizarre demo. So I think that was quite unusual.
How do you feel the demo scene today compares to how it was back in the golden days?
I think it's more nicer now. I think that is the word.
That's
I think
true.
that
people are nicer now.
Yeah, people are nicer.
But that's the age thing again.
Yeah, it is because, and I think that is quite funny because if you read, for instance, if you read old, demo mags and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The tone and the way we talk to each other.
Lots of aggressive young boys.
Extremely. You know? So now I feel there's still this competition. And we really, it can be a bit
people
hard,
want to be number 1 still, but
it's
not like back then.
No.
What has been part of the demo scene given you personally? What did you take away from it?
For me, the best thing with being part of the demo scene is to basically be part of something bigger, to do something together with other people, to create something, I think that is what I think is the most important for me personally.
Okay, moving on to the next subject. Today you spend time repairing and refurbishing C64 and accessories. How did you get into that and why?
It did start that at some point I was actually doing most of the coding, everything, just with the emulators, with Vice and VMware, and they are really, really, really good. But at some point in time, I would like to have the real hardware to both to test this and to use the real hardware. But I bought, for instance, a Commodore 64, and it lasted. I don't know how long it lasted before it broke. And I had this background in electronic engineering, so I thought, okay, why not just try to fix it myself? So started to do that, and So,
but what draws you back to restoring this? Don't you get bored, or is it the love for the machine, or?
It is. I think it's. I think it is actually the love of the machines. But I think it's also that the challenge of getting the old gear to work again,
that's so
and spending hours, to be fair.
I know.
Try to get it with the
I have restored a few machines myself,
when
so
you
I
get
know.
the blue screen popping up, and I think I think that's
for me. When I was restoring Amigas mostly, or old consoles and whatnot, one of the things was that I enjoyed how relaxing it was. I was alone. I could sit and tinker with it, and sometimes it got back to life and it was great. And sometimes, okay, it's a parts machine, fine. But relaxing, and listen to music, and just be in my own space. I think that's why I continued.
But I think that is also a very important thing that you say now, because what I also learned in doing restoration, that if you try to rush it, if you try to do it quickly just to get it done, if you really don't take your time, that is also when all hell breaks loose, and you end up just worse with the whole restoration. So
The C64 has a lot of common issues. Could you list some of them?
Oh yeah, there are several common issues, but I can also just, for starters, and from my experience, there is this there is this saying that the PLA chip on the Commodore 64 is really poor, that it will break really, really fast. And yes, there are. I've seen quite a few occasions, but I think that's a bit hype, to be honest. It's. I don't think it's that common that the PLA breaks. I don't know if this is just a coincidence here in Norway or something, but it's not that common. I think I see more of broken RAM chips. I see that a lot of the old MOS glue logic, because they made their own glue logic, they break really fast. I have my share of broken SIDs, and I think that is getting worse and worse and worse. They just break all the time.
That's too bad, because getting less of them.
And a substantial amount of broken CIA chips. So
Okay, we've been through a lot of things now. We're coming to the closing. These are more general questions than retro questions. Do you think internet has changed creativity for the better or worse?
I think it has. I think it's for the better.
From a learning perspective, perhaps?
But yes, from a learning perspective, but I also think that with rapid access to other people's work, I think you can get inspired. I think that it's like this, what do you call it, a positive cycle, that you want to get better at stuff and you get more information. Because back then, before internet, it was the same, let's say, cycle loop, so to speak, but it went just way slower. So but learning and motivation and communication, at least, is way easier with the internet. So
How about AI?
What about AI? Yes, I am.
It's really in now. So
it is really in, and let's say starting with the coding part of it. I would not use AI for my, let's say, own part of just doing the coding. I need to have the challenge. But I think that there is something very interesting with AI. That if you think about it, that back then, back in the 80s, we were trying to do a lot with coding in the assembly language, and we have stretched it more and more and more. If you watch demos today, in regards of back then, it's as I say, mind-blowing. And I think that there are things that we can get with AI that we don't know what it is today yet, but I think that with the help of AI, I think we're able to push some of the coding we do, some of the algorithm things we do in the demo scene. But what it is, I don't know what it is, but I think there is something interesting there, which I really enjoy.
I'll throw in an extra question. Software or hardware? What do you think? What kind of problem will be solved next? What's the next big thing? That's a difficult one.
That's a difficult question. What's the best?
What's next? Software or hardware? What will they do next? We have AI now, but what's the next big thing? Just guess.
I'm.
I know it's a hard one.
I think that I think that the next big thing is when we see that we have let's say artificial robots, and not like robots in let's say robots walking around.
No.
But when the robots do more than one special tasks, then when we see the combination of things that they try to do things together, but perhaps a bit vague answer, but
but you're into batteries and such, so you should have some kind of
there is I just feel that in AI and technology in itself, that I think that we see incredible technology rising, let's say, in special areas. But there is still a way to go to try to combine the different specialists into, let's say, more human-like way of machines. So
Okay, from one different question to another. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? One important one.
And this one is really important.
It is.
It's really, really important. And it's if I were to go back, I'd say to my younger version of myself, do not throw any C64 parts whatsoever, because they are so super expensive now and so hard to get. I'm just thinking of all the things we just throw in the trash.
If you have seen all the stuff I've been thrown away.
It's so I think that's the thing.
Okay, we're nearing the end. Any shout-outs or greetings?
Yes, I have not many, but I have just a few. And I think the first one is for you, Ola. Because I really appreciate what you do for the retro enthusiast community here in Rogaland.
For low-res?
Yes, the low-res, but also before low-res. You are the one who's basically getting everyone together. So big thanks and shout out for that. I also, I think I would like to mention ESG in Hokuto Force for first bringing me into the scene back then. And Also, my good friend Jedi from Nostalgia for friendship, and we are playing a lot of hat-trick games. Really enjoyed that on the 64. Lowered from Proxima to TRC, Mibri, and Warrior 1 for all the work we have done. But also a big shout out to all the great guys that I met in Low-Res in the community. There are so many, I can't mention everyone, but it's a really
great nice little
community, absolutely. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thanks for being here.